My wife was making a batch of these Calico beans today, and I figured I'd do a recording of it because it's a really great, simple baked bean that everybody loves. And, we're doing them today, and, they're not that expensive to make, and it'll feed a crowd. So basically, the contents that are in it. Now, my wife found this recipe in a magazine probably 15 years ago. And I'll just kind of list it out as we go along. And you're supposed to start with 4 medium onions, halved and sliced. Well, this one here is the one I picked from the garden the other day, so I'm going to use that. And you can just see how white they are. They're just so sweet and mild, really good. And then I'm also going to use a Vidalia to go along with it. So I'm just using 2 quite large onions instead of 4 medium ones. And the same thing, there's the Vidalia, so I'm just gonna cut that in half and slice that up. And then you need some cloves of garlic. And here's the garlic that I pulled out of the garden the other day. It's still green. It still isn't fully cured, but I'm going to use it. Really nice smelling and still a little bit moist, but it'll be really good in the recipe. So I'm just going to take off 2 nice big cloves and then take the outer shell off them there and then just mince them up and get them ready for the recipe. It sure smells good in here once you start cutting into this fresh garlic. I mean, you could just throw it on the board there and have at it with a knife too. And then you need 2 15-ounce cans of Lima beans. And you want to rinse and drain them good. Or drain and rinse them, I guess. And then there's also 1 15-ounce can of red kidney beans that you want to drain and rinse too. So I'm just going to use a colander in the sink there and pour these in and run some water over them. Try to get any of that starch or whatever it is on there off. The kidney beans really do add a lot of flavor and texture to it. And as I said, this is one we make whenever a crowd comes usually, and they really do love it. So there they are in the colander. And then I'm just going to let it rinse for a while and make sure they're all nice and clear and that canning juice is off them. Now I need 5 strips of bacon diced. So I've had a couple from an old pack, and I'm going to grab a couple out of the new pack there and try to slice them up and dice them. Now my wife, when she does this, she uses a pair of kitchen scissors to cut them up, which may be the smarter way to do it, but I'm going to do it with a knife here. Take a little longer, but I can get it more even, I think. So there it is. There's the bacon. And then you're supposed to take a Dutch oven and saute the onions, bacon, and garlic. And you just kind of put it in there and saute it down until the onions are pretty nice and tender. So the bacon went in, and there goes the garlic and the onions. Boy, all you can smell is garlic right about now. And then just mix them up good and, work on stirring them a little bit while the onions cook down. Then you need 2 15-ounce cans of pork and beans. You just want the basic cheap ones that don't have any of the barbecue flavor or anything like that. We use the Van de Kamp's, or you can use the Campbell's pork and beans or something like that. And then a half cup of cider vinegar. And this does give it a lot of flavor. And then they call for 1 cup of packed dark brown sugar, but we cut that in half and we only use a half cup. It might be a little more flavorful and sweeter if you put the full cup in, but we like it with a half. And there you are, just kind of cooking that down. Now into that pot goes a 1/4 teaspoon of ground mustard. And then you go back and you add the brown sugar and the vinegar also to that pot. And stir it up good, then reduce the heat and simmer for about 20 minutes. First you want to do is bring it to a boil. And there it is. We'll let that simmer for 20 minutes. At the end of 20 minutes, stir in the beans. Got 2 cans of the pork and beans and the other rinsed beans. At the same time, you want to make sure your oven is preheated to 350 degrees, because this goes in the oven. And we actually like to make this ahead of time and let it sit for a day sometimes, just to, because it tastes better the next day. So that's it. Everything's in the pot now. And just have to go back and just, try to get it mixed together well. Now that you got the vinegar and garlic smell, it really smells great. So that's pretty much what it looks like. And then you just have to put it in a 3-quart baking dish. Fits in there nicely. And then it's going to go into the oven and bake. First you have to cover it. So just put some aluminum foil on it. Throw it in the oven, and in an hour it'll be ready to eat. But like I said, we like to do it beforehand and let it sit for a day.
Echo. Set bean timer for 1 hour.
Bean timer, 1 hour.
So you can see it's a really easy recipe to make. It's a very simple baked bean, nothing fancy. It's not overly sweet or overly flavored, and it's been a big hit with everybody that we've given it to. So I just decided I'd throw a video together today and let some other people try it and see how they like it. So there it is. All done and ready to eat, and it sure does smell good. In the meantime, I got the Weber grill fired up out there and got a pork butt on there. I'm going to grill up. And 6 hours later, there it is, all smoked up and ready to pull, and we're going to have some pulled pork tonight. So that's what it looks like, all shredded up with the sauce added to it. And tonight for dinner, we had the Calico beans and pulled pork sandwiches, along with a little bit of a fresh made coleslaw. So it's definitely a keeper that we've been making now for probably close to 15 years, and hopefully somebody else will try it and like it. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe.